Hello everyone, my name is Untitled and today we'll be forming the Iberian Union as Portugal. Now the Iberian Union can be used to achieve one of the harder achievements in the game, Macau my day. In addition, I will be doing that in a way YouTuber Spaniard did a while before this. Unfortunately, his videos are no longer available and it seemed only right that I would try to recreate those in his footsteps. Now what's so special about Spaniard's method? He called it Go Ahead Macau my day, and its reference on the Hoi4 wiki. His strategy not only created a Portuguese China with all Chinese cores, but also a Portuguese India from the collaboration government in Goa, that's the state over here. Now you can of course achieve all of this with the Empire of Portugal and Brazil, but the Iberian Union is, well, while it's harder to form, it's more powerful than Portugal and Brazil. So let me show you why. Well, first off, let's have a look at the focus tree, what we'll be aiming for today. We'll be going through the Popular Front and we'll be aiming for workers of Iberia Unite. Now all these checks that are here represent the non-aligned state that we are in. We'll be flipping communist first, and when we do, it will say here that we will join the Republican Spain against fascist Spain in a war. That sounds interesting. What's more interesting is that after that we can do this focus and annex Spain and get cores on all of it. So we will be one big Iberian Union with all cores. That's more powerful than Spain can come out of the civil war by itself. Unfortunately, there will always be a civil war to fight, but we can prepare for that. The civil war will have the other side take these two states here, Guarda and Porto. So we're going to deploy our army to prepare for that. Civil war can't be cheesed, unfortunately. We'll have to fight it the manual way. Let's have a look at research. We have a grand total of 2 research slots. I'm going to start with trucks and with machine tools. We'll get a third research slot relatively soon, but we'll have to start somewhere. We're also going to start with military factories. Despite us losing these provinces here, I am going to start with 2 mills in the top province. Nothing to be done about that. I'm going to set the production. Well, I'm going to produce 1 1936 submarine. I want to create early submarines, but I need naval experience for that first. So let's set these guys to exercise. We only need 5 XP, so that's fine. Well, all the factories are taken. Oh, how sad. I do need artillery, so the first factory that ever gets done will be sent into artillery and the rest into guns. We are lacking steel. We do need our production to be up and running, so I'm going to get steel somewhere. Let's just get it from Sweden. Swedish steel, the best steel. We have some troops here. These templates look confusing. This looks like the elite template, but they only have 2 battalions. So I'm going to set these to reserve, and I'm going to give them another icon so I can tell them apart more easily. These guys, they will be my favorites, so I make them the elites. I don't have to train anything at the moment. See, now we can keep these guys apart. Double click on all of these good templates. That's 5 of them. Yeah, we don't need the 5th at the moment. Well, whatever. We'll delete this one. And all these reserve templates we'll put on the border here. That'll cover these 2 states. So that's right about here. So we're covering the border with whatever's over there. As for research, during the video I will not be constantly showing you all the pop-ups of my research. I need trucks at the beginning, yes. I will switch that research slot later to electronic engineering and all the stuff here that's necessary. I will keep my industry up to date, and when I have my 3rd and 4th research slot I will also keep artillery and infantry equipment up to date. And at some point I'll branch out into fighters, close air support, and keep those up to date. This will be an infantry and air force game. Now we already selected the focus, so we're ready to go. Set all these guys in the army to exercise. Now, the clock is ticking. Why do I have these guys split off and set to elite? These guys will be my volunteers sent to Republic in Spain later. So I'm putting them in a separate army, giving them elite status, and hopefully they'll equip more quickly than all the other guys. These cavalry templates, well, they're a bit big for what I need, so I'll just switch them to the smaller template. That'll open up some, clear up some equipment, and you can see these bars already increasing a little. We have some time. We'll be all right. Meanwhile, we have some naval experience, so let's turn this off and edit the early submarine hull, give it a torpedo, just one, and start producing that en masse after this one's finished. There's one naval battle that these subs need to win at some point once the Iberian Union is formed. We'll attack the Allies alongside with the Axis, and we'll naval invade England, and we need a lot of ships for them, and they don't need to be very good. They only need to survive that one naval battle successfully, and in that case more ships is better. Popular Front is done. I managed to talk my way through it. We need to support the Spanish Republic next, but that focus is not available yet, so let's just go to continue the public works and get some stuff over there. The first 150 political power is there, and we will hire the communist revolutionary. Continue the public works is done, and we'll go for the research slot. I finished researching trucks, and I'll be going for engineering right away. I'm going to set trucks to priority. First factory will go into trucks, and then we'll expand into guns. Now the Spanish Civil War should kick off any moment now. You can see that my potential volunteers are almost ready. And here we go. Here's the research slot, and we'll be supporting the Spanish Republic. And we can switch this one to construction. The focus is still 70 days. The Republicans will lose a little bit before that. That's just too bad. We will be able to send 4 volunteer planes by then, so just you know, make an air wing of 4 close air support. It's better than nothing. I have 100 political power, and I'll be using that to get an infantry expert. I need the experience, and I'll be doing a lot with infantry, so I can't go wrong with that. I'm also building up a surplus of infantry equipment, so I'm going to train some more of these guys. 11 will do. I'm not setting them to priority because I want the reinforcements for my volunteers to be a priority, but once I get guns I can use those. Support the Spanish Republic is done. We will be going back to the industry tab for industry modernization, and we will be sending volunteers to Spain. We can send 4 divisions. Well, that's just fine. We have 4 ready already, and 4 planes. Glorious. It's accepted. Send close air support and just well, let them do their thing. Let's have a look at there's a debuff gone already where we can safely intervene. Ah yes, Extremadura. Now this is random, so you might not be as lucky as I am. This is a very good province to start in. Why is that? Let's have a look at the general tactics here. You can't win the Civil War with 4 volunteers. You really need your main army for that, and that's never going to be very strong. What you do want is, by the time the Civil War kicks off, is that these provinces are in the hands of the Republicans. Otherwise, this army will also have to guard this border here. So that's basically our only goal, and that's why it's nice that Extremadura has been purged of the debuff, so I can try and snipe a few of these divisions by encirclement and generally clear this all out. Hopefully these debuffs will disappear and I can manage that. I have quite a while to do this, over a year, so well, we should be fine. I'll switch the plus air support to this part now. Wait for my volunteers to arrive. And here they are. I hadn't assigned any generals yet. I'll be using Raoul here because he has a higher attack value, and I'll use the regular field marshal, and I'll give him offensive doctrine whenever I get the chance. Now, what's an interesting take to do here? I probably don't have another choice but to try and get these two tiles to encircle this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll try to, because they're attacking this tile, I'll try to go over here first and grab these 4 tiles. That's quite a tall order, but let's have a look. Well, that went better than expected. And we can kill off 1 nationalist division. Alright, let's see who our next target is. I think I'm going to grab this tile here, this one, and this one. And here we are. Now let the Republicans just handle this one here. It'll take weeks to finish off that tile because of the debuff. This tile is still debuffed, this one isn't, so let's bring our boys here. I'm splitting off one of these guys and I'm switching them to the elite template. It'll fill up at some point. And at some point I will be able to send an extra volunteer, and I'd like it to be the elite template. In fact, I can already send it, so I'll just wait for this guy to fill up a little and then he can go. Construction is done. I'm going to hold on with using the bonus until I can do dispersed free. So I'm going for radio next. Now you can see the effect here of the debuff. This battle is going to take forever. Also, I'm going to use some of my experience to get bold attack. When Raoul here levels up, I want him to have a higher chance of getting a higher offense value. Might just work. Situation has just improved. The Republicans are also being attacked by the anarchists now. And we're slowly killing these guys. I think this was worth it anyway. I think it's time to send the extra volunteer here. It's almost time. Yeah, let's send him. Send volunteers and select the 1 division. And soon he'll be added to this group. Hogme is done. And we can go for Portuguese artillery. Spanish gold reserves. We will seize the gold reserves as payment. Let's have a look. There's no debuff here, so well, we'll help finish off the south. I do consider myself lucky that this is happening at all. But if you're not in a rush here, so you can wait for this to happen. Also here, collaboration governments. Now usually you can ignore this, but since we're later on going for collaboration governments in both Goa and Macau, we will give our blessings to the British Raj, the government of China. You can do what you like with these others. I'm not convinced that they're ready. That's a lot of Spanish divisions I'm killing here. And now I have 23 in my regular army. I'm just going to exercise these guys. Not training anymore. When I have the guns, I will expand this template. In fact, I'll do so now. And just let the deficit solve itself. Looks like we're almost done here. Let's just help them out here. You can see that my manpower will take a hit there, but I almost have 150 political power, and it should go to the extensive limited conscription, which we can just barely afford with our 11% war support, but it's good enough for now. The rest is not really needed, but well, while we're here, we'll help out. Set the Air Force to up here, and we'll see if we can clear out some enemy resistance, especially the volunteers. Portuguese artillery is done. We can now go for the second research slot, and after that we will fire our civil war and get things done. I'm running a serious risk of being encircled myself here. Luckily that didn't happen. Military research facilities are done. We will go for Workers of Iberia Unites. Now when the civil war kicks off, these two territories will be our enemy. We will ally with Republican Spain against the Nationalists. Our volunteers will be brought back home. Not all of them. Some of them will join the other side, but most of them will join ours. So that's good enough. I see some possibilities here. We still have quite a few days before that happens though, so I'm going to encircle and encircle some more. Alright, here it is. Iberian Workers United. We switched to communism. United, we will never be defeated. And we are in dire straits, I can tell you that. We have a civil war on our hands. We lost 9 of our divisions. Doesn't matter, they were crap anyway. Set a front line on Portugal first. We need to take care of the nationalist Portugal as soon as possible. You can see here we have some volunteers coming back to home to us, and we can do anything we want at the same time. We can't do Iberian Socialist Union yet because the war isn't over. I'm going for army reorganization. That will hurt our stability, but we need this focus at some point anyway. There we go. The Air Force, probably everything has returned here. Yep, just set them over there, including the 12 over there. And give these guys a general, and give these guys a field marshal. Oh, we lost our field marshal. Well, just promote this guy. Assign Raúl to the army. And like so. Last time in my practice run I didn't lose my field marshal, but this is fine, it's not a problem. Let's see if we can, ooh, this would be nice, grabbing Porto. Probably not going to work though. No, they guarded it. But I now already cut off 2 of the Portuguese Nationalist Division. I can I'll take care of them once my volunteers arrive home. Here they are. 4 units. Put them in the army and assign them. You don't want them to shuffle around any orders. And just railroad them off to Guarda so we can finish this off. Basically, the entire strategy against Portugal, Spain, and Spain will be the same as here. Cut off individual units, eliminate them, and move on. Is he leaving Porto? Is he really doing that? I really don't mind if he does, but I can hardly believe it. He did. He left Porto. Alright, that's Portugal done. We got some guns back, and we still have this 1 army, and we have to take care of Spain now. Now, Spain still has debuffs in certain provinces like this one, and it'll be slow going there, so just do the same as what you did in the Spanish Civil War. Pick out provinces where you can hit them, go for it. Now these guys are not assigned to a battle line, so I'm just going to use them for encirclements like here. Now this is a heavy tile to break, but there's a German motorized division, an Italian Alpine division, and well, it's a Spanish division. So I'd say it's a priority. We're also doing encirclements here. And we're done with encircling, and just set these guys to railroad to their positions and finish off these volunteers. Meanwhile, just pick out any focuses you can do. Nation in Arms, it's a good one actually. Notice that I'm switching to a few dockyards. I want to expand my naval production. Let's move those submarines to the top and get more Swedish steel. Alright, the debuff is gone in almost all provinces, so now it's just mopping up time. I also cleared out most, if not all, of the enemy divisions. Well, that's the Spanish Civil War. It's over now. We are communist Portugal. Let's just bring the boys home. Here we go. We can do the Iberian Socialist Union, and they will be, and then that will annex Spain. Select the entire army and switch them to the elite template. It's time we build up a real army. And here we are, the Iberian Socialist Union. And we have all of Spain now. Resistance, not sure where we're getting that. Morocco, the colonies. That's because they switched. Well, we'll deal with that later. All these territories are cores now. So that's just fine. That means we got a lot of factories, 24. I don't even know what to do with that. Hey, let's build close air support. We might need that. We should research fighters later, but we don't have them just yet. I'll just do the interwar fighters till now. We need an air force, and this will do. We've got other production queued up here, and we'll be building more military factories soon enough. Submarines, well, keep producing those, put them at the top, and keep an eye on your trade tab for the resources. I need more aluminium, but I don't need steel that much anymore. Well, one steel perhaps. Aluminium, I just get it from Hungary. We'll get that back later at some point. Nationalized industry gets us a nice amount of factories. I don't like the minus 20% stability here, but I need to get through here to get rid of unstable republic, so no choice but to go for it. Just deploy these divisions and exercise. Also set these guys to the elite template. We'll have one army of good troops here. This is also a good moment to start with an army of not so good troops. 24 divisions, and just you know, add another 12. It should be just fine. We can expand those templates a little later on. What we need for our expansion is an army on the French border and an army on Gibraltar and Algeria and France. Now, there was something about resistance here. Yeah, thanks Spain for handling this. I'll just put these to martial law. These guys can stay on civilian oversight. That's just fine for now. We have a cavalry template there. Let's have a look. How does it look? It doesn't have any support companies. That one's fine. Anyway, this is how you form the Iberian Socialist Union. Done so in October 1938. Spanish Civil War is well, definitely in my favor. I have quite a few dockyards and quite a few factories to get things done, in addition to a lot of manpower. Empire of Portugal and Brazil is strong as well. I do believe this one is stronger. Stick around for part 2, where I take on the Allies and eventually take on China and Japan for the achievement. Thanks for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.